Nice to meet you, Rose. My name is Charlie. Thank you for letting me date Lance for such a long time now. I know that tomorrow I'll be meeting with his family in person to talk about how we'll be getting married, but I just wanted to introduce myself a little bit beforehand. Lance gave me your phone number, so I hope that was okay for him to do. We plan to be there around 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. I look forward to seeing you then.
The fact that you would go through all this effort to introduce yourself beforehand was very kind of you.
This is going to be my first time seeing Lance's family and all, so I really wanted to talk with someone like yourself before going out to see you.
I see.
I'm sure that might have been a little bit preemptive of me, but that's just the kind of person I am.
Well, we sure haven't ever spoken to one another, so I can see that you really are trying to get things going between us sooner rather than later. How selfish of you, really.
What?
This marriage is because it's happened. Or should I say that you've taken my son hostage in order to marry? I hope you're not here to tell me anything about all of that, because I really can't be bothered. You both aren't even married yet. However, you went and preemptively got yourself pregnant from my son, right?
Got myself pregnant? Both myself and Lance were planning to start working on a baby the moment we married, and things just happened to start a little bit sooner than the marriage. We don't have anything wrong with already having started now, and honestly, this will mean that we have to wait a shorter time after marriage for our first baby to arrive.
I see. Did you know that ever since Lance was this little guy, I've been the one in charge of his life? I was in charge of things like what friends he made and what women he was around. Yet after all that time and effort I put in, he brings me a woman like you home. I wonder what the heck has gotten into my son to do such a thing as that.
I have heard little bits of this from Lance, but you really have been trying so hard to control his whole life, huh? But when it comes to him having relationships with people you don't know, is there really a way you can continue to control him? Ever since I had Lance, my friends and family all put their trust in me to make sure I had as much hold on him as possible. But even with all that power, he still turned out to be too soft, and I had to make sure I continued to protect and control, especially as he became older, because there have been women like you around him. All Lance had to do was live by my word, and his whole life would have been filled with happiness and laughter. So does this mean that, as of right now, you're against the two of us marrying one another?
I'm sure you'll understand the answer to that question the moment we meet tomorrow.
Mom, you are so disillusioned. I've already had to live under your control for so long now, but I'm not going to live this life of horror anymore. If you try to take control of anything else in my life, it's over between you and I.
What are you talking about, Lance? I haven't done anything wrong so far, right?
Lance. What made you think punching my fiancé in the face like that right as we came out to meet you was a good idea? You're screwed up. What the actual hell were you thinking then?
Lance, you still don't seem to get it. In order for you to continue to be happy, you have to stay on the path I have planned for you. Anything else will only bring you pain and sorrow. And if you go with that woman, then she's going to bring you all kinds of misfortune. She got pregnant with your child before you two even got married, right? That's a sin. That's why she needed to be punished for that sin with a punch to the face.
I can't even understand what you're talking about anymore. Charlie did absolutely nothing wrong, and the only one who's committed a sin was you, Mom. You punched her with all your strength there that her whole face is swelled up. We had to take her straight to the hospital after that and had the doctor make sure you didn't give her any brain damage or broken bones. And that won't be all we do, because next on the list is bringing up how this happened to the hospital.
Bring up what happened? Are you going to try and claim that she was a victim or something? That woman is about to become a member of my family here, so there's no way she can claim she was a victim to anything I've done. Going to the police over a little mother and daughter fight? All you'll be doing is embarrassing everyone.
No, it won't be embarrassing Charlie and I, because I no longer have a mother in that family anymore.
What?
From now on, you are no longer my mom, but just a plain old stranger. I don't ever want to call someone that thinks it's okay to punch my wife for such petty reasons my mother.
What are you saying, Lance? I won't even forgive you for saying something like that as a joke, you know. Lance? No matter how many times I've called Lance, he hasn't picked up one of them. All of this is your fault. You went ahead and made that brat without my permission, and it made my son go AWOL. So there's not even going to be a bit of an apology coming out of you from yesterday? Why would I apologize when I did nothing wrong? The moment I told you to go and live on your own for the rest of your life, you gave me this annoyed face. That boy should know that no matter what I do with these hands, they shall not be considered crimes. How does he not know that yet? The fact that he would make a brat with this witch of a woman right in front of my eyes? I should have made sure my son never left the house again while you both were there yesterday. Are you being serious right now? I would never joke about something as serious as this, for goodness sake. At least I've stopped things before you both had a chance to hand in your marriage forms. I can at least forgive you now for all you've done. Now, when you find out what gender that brat is inside you, let me know. If it's a male, then let me handle him. Huh? So you're telling me that if my baby is a girl, you won't be bothered with her? Well, of course. She would be a daughter coming from a witch who doesn't seem to understand her place in this world as an unmarried woman. If that baby's not a man, then there's no value in it for me. This is unbelievable. This baby inside of me right now is Lance's and mine. And as far as we're concerned, they will never be allowed around you. What are you talking about? Oh, that child is my grandchild, meaning that I can do what I want with them. All right? When you know what kind of brat that thing's going to be, you let me know. A male that can be of good use to me, or a female that would be better off rotting away like you. Understood? I had to look into it myself now. You should be aware of the baby's gender by the 4th or 5th month of pregnancy. So until that time comes, I'll let you continue to enjoy your time with my son. But once you know the gender of that brat, you let me know. If it turns out to be a male, I'll be coming to take it. And of course, no matter what the baby is, I'll make sure to take my son away from you forever as well. No matter what you think you can do to us, Lance and I will never be torn away from one another. And we have no plans of ever letting you see our baby. You're still going on about it like that? I never even said it was okay for you to be married to my son, yet you still seem to think that you have the power to be his wife? Oh, I should have found a wife that suited me earlier on for Lance to have. The way you want to do things has nothing to do with Lance's or my life. Everything about it is wrong and seems like something people did hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Huh? I'm only putting all of this thought into keeping my boy happy, and you're telling me it's all wrong? I have seen monsters like you before in my life. My mom was the same way with my older brother and forced him to stay home with her all the time. She tried to do everything for him, plan everything out for him. And do you know what that did to him in the end? It turned him into a shut-in with absolutely no social skills at all. The brother of mine that seemed so charismatic and full of laughter was turned into a man who couldn't even leave the house without throwing a fit. Do you not understand that right now, the way you're wanting to raise your son, and perhaps our child if he turns out to be a boy, will ruin their lives for good? Your brother only turned out that way because he's weak. And the fact that you just blame your mom for that, oh, you really are such a useless woman. And as far as you can tell, my son isn't some weak shut-in like your brother, right? You're really going to call my brother weak now? I'm just being honest about him is all. And considering a useless woman like you is his little sister, it makes all the more sense why he turned into a shut-in. I feel for your poor mother. I can't deal with this anymore. Not only have you been trying to ruin your own son's life, but now you're making fun of my brother, too? I'm not going to bother with you anymore, Rose. You are mentally deranged and a monster yourself now. I don't need you around me. You don't have to have any relation to me at all if you don't want. But you got yourself pregnant with my son's child, which means you're going to have to be a part of this family from now on.
That's only if the baby is born.
What? What do you mean by that?
Who knows?
You would be the real monster if you did anything to that baby before it could be born. You'd be a true witch, and people burn witches for good reason. Miss Infidel, I've forgotten what week of your pregnancy we're on now, so would you please tell me just that? I'm counting down the amount of weeks we have left before you should be able to find out if the child is male or female. This is the countdown to the day I'll have my Lance break up with you.
There's no reason for you to be counting down something that has no meaning at all to us here. Both myself and Lance will never leave one another's arms, no matter what tries to tear us apart.
If you continue to say things like that about yourselves, you'll only be met with burning hot fire and pain. I happen to have a really good friend who's a lawyer. All I have to do is ask for their help, and they'll make sure the two of you are ripped apart using the law.
By using the law, I haven't committed any crimes, and neither has Lance. And in terms of our relationship to one another, we still haven't gone and handed in any marriage forms to the courthouse yet. How would your lawyer tear us apart?
I looked it up on the internet. I can ask the lawyer to make sure you are prohibited from ever touching my son again. Did you know that? I can give that lawyer as many reasons as he needs to make a good case for that, and of course there's all sorts of lies I can make about you. I'm sure that would end the festering relationship you both have with one another, right?
I'm not so sure a lawyer would ever do something like that, though. Even one that's a close friend of yours. Now, would you like to hear what I have to say to all that? If you're going to really try and bring law into all of this, then I'm sure I can give that lawyer an even better reason for Lance and I to get away from you. Do you want something like that to happen now?
What are you going on about now?
Do you remember how not too long ago you punched me in the face for absolutely no reason at all? That punch left me with not only a lot of bruising and swelling, but a concussion as well. I can let a lawyer know about that and have them help me write up a very good case on that, saying I was assaulted by you.
Huh? I already told you that you can't claim you're a victim over that.
Well, neither myself or Lance really care about what you say. Although what I've heard from Lance is that you told him we can't claim you assaulted me because we're family, right?
Yes. And?
We both find it a little strange that you'd say something like that, considering you keep going on about not letting Lance and I marry. Why would you say we're all family when legally I'm not?
Oh, that's because at the time I didn't think I wanted you both to marry. All right? All right already? I'll let the both of you go ahead and hand in your marriage forms now. But that's the only thing I'll allow. Then you will become part of my family and you won't be able to take me to court over that punch, right? Right?
Wow, you really only seem to care about things that directly affect yourself, huh? It's like within your world, there's nothing and nobody more important than yourself. And when people don't listen to you, you start to throw a fit and freak out, almost like a toddler. Lance was so right about you. You're only capable of thinking about yourself and nothing else.
Stop that! Lance should know just how much I love and want to care for him, right? There's no way he'd say something so hurtful about me, of all people, the person that's done everything for him.
But this is what Lance has said to me plenty of times now. And he's told me he really does not care about you wanting us to get married or not anymore. Because he's going to hand in these documents for me to both the police and a lawyer.
You promiscuous woman, you'll burn in hell for that! Lance! Oh, please pick up and listen to my voice.
What do you want? I'm in the middle of working right now.
Oh, thank goodness you've replied back to me. You've been ignoring me this whole time, and that's left me wondering how I ever ended up raising a son like that. Why have you turned out this way, Lance? Is ignoring your own mother that witch's fault now, too? I know it is.
Would you shut the hell up already? I would never forgive someone that thought it was okay to hit my wife like that. Especially when she's freaking pregnant! And I don't ever want to hear your voice again, all right? You think I want to listen to the same voice that day in and day out is saying horrible things to and about my wife?
But you can see how much I'm trying to support you, and you must still think of me as the most important person in your world, right? I'm your amazing mother. Lance, I won't say anything else that's mean to her. Just please break up with her and come back to your mother's loving arms again. And of course, when you come back to me, you need to make sure she doesn't go through with trying to prosecute me.
You really think I want to go back to you?
Of course. You are my most important little boy, after all. There's no way someone like you would be able to say no and ignore what your loving mother is asking, right?
Freaking games already! You've always been this self-centered idiot ever since I was little! Someone that never actually cared about the person I was, instead trying to mold me into some slave that would do everything you asked of me! It wasn't until I entered college that I found out just how much things were wrong there! How screwed up my family was with someone as corrupt as you being in charge!
Did you just call your family screwed up? Who the hell has made you think that about us? Tell me right now. I'll make sure to do everything I can to destroy all of them and make them all see the truth in my ways.
The one that taught me about how crazy and manipulative my family wasn't a single person, or two people, or three. Everyone in the club I was in was saying that about you all.
Club? You were in a club at that college? I never heard anything about this.
That's because I was never going to tell you about it. I had just joined the first meeting to see what they were all about, but as I introduced myself and talked about my family, they all started to tell me how messed up my mom is and that she's toxic. They weren't even joking or laughing about that either, saying to me in a very serious tone that my mom is not okay. That's when I finally found out that the relationship I had with you was anything but normal, and that I needed to run free from it. Being called screwed up like that. I even tried to explain to them that this was my normal family, and this was the way my mom had been raising me my whole life, and they all went quiet. It was like I was telling them all horror stories as I explained what all you do to manipulate me and to make your own intentions mine.
Members in that group was that promiscuous woman.
Promiscuous? Are you talking about Charlie? You really are anything but loving. Of course I met her back when I joined that club, and she had taught me a whole lot of things there, and that's how I learned just how toxic a parent you've really been. But neither of us thought you were so rotten that you'd go out and punch a pregnant woman because of it.
Did you just call me rotten? Do you think that's the kind of way you should be talking to your own mother right now?
I don't care how I talk to you anymore. I don't think of you as my mom now.
What?
I said this already, right? You are not my mom anymore. All you are to me now is a stranger. A complete stranger.
No way. I was thinking that was just a joke coming from you. That was just a joke, right? No way.
Why would I ever joke about wanting to cut ties with the one and only person that deserves such a thing? For as long as I can remember, I've had to suffer under you. Now shut the hell up and let me go.
You are the reason I live. I can't let you run away from me like that. I can't. If you leave me, I will never forgive you.
Well, neither myself or Charlie are forgiving you either, so we're both on the same page then.
If you do this, things will remain unsettled. You should be at your house right now, right, Lance? I'm going there right now, so you wait for me.
There's nobody living in that house anymore, and if there is, it's someone new, and they'll most likely be of no help to you. All you'd be doing is causing trouble for them now, so don't bother coming.
What?
Both Charlie and I moved out of that house a while ago, and we're now living our lives together somewhere else.
I never heard about any of that.
There was no reason for us to tell you. If anything, there are plenty of reasons not to tell you. And the main one being that you and I are no more. I'm done being your son, and that means I'm cutting ties now. And if you try going to the courthouse or anything to find us, that won't work. I made sure to tell them not to say anything to you, and that legally I want all the information about me to be sealed away from my family.
You're lying.
You can even try asking the rest of the family, but they won't know my whereabouts either. I haven't even gone and told Dad anything.
Why are you trying so hard to get away from me, Lance?
Because I want for Charlie, our baby, and myself to be happy. Now I have a job to get back to. Bye!
It's because of you that my son has gone and cut ties to me now. No matter what it is, all of it is because of you. Had you never gone and corrupted my little man, then he and I would still be so close to one another and not falling apart like this. You are a demon and need to burn for your sins. I'll make sure this whole world is against you, and that means I'll start with suing you.
And what would you be suing me for, Rose?
I can sue you for whatever I'd like to at this point. I told you already that I have a close friend who's a lawyer, right? They happen to be a part of my family as well. I just got a message from them a little bit ago saying they'd like to meet with me very soon. I've also been getting word from others in the family as well, and soon they will all be coming over to my house to meet with me. When they're all here, I'll let them know what all you've done to Lance and what all you've done to me. Then we can all go ahead and sue you for ruining our image and anything else like that.
So your family has already been getting in touch with you?
What? What's that about? You knew they'd be talking to me?
I did. After all, the one that's been talking to all of them this whole time has been Lance.
Lance has been talking with them all? Why would he? For what reason? Is he doing all of that to get them to come and help me?
You always seem to think that everyone is so willing to help you, no matter what the situation is. There's no way Lance would be asking them all to go help you. The reason he was talking with them all was to let them know about all the things that you've done, and to ask that they make sure you are never able to come near us again. We're building a wall, and it's meant for keeping things like you away from our happiness.
Wall?
Said it yourself a while back, didn't you? Something about prohibiting contact or something along those lines. So both Lance and I went and spoke with that good old family member you always talk about, the lawyer. And when we spoke to them, we asked if they'd help us create a restraining order for you so that you'd never be able to contact us, legally, again. So that whole meeting that all of your family will come to your house for will be about that.
What the hell?
Lance also went ahead and explained to some of your more distant family all of the things you've been doing to him as his mother. And they've all explained to him that you are very strange. Almost as though you're more like a mother trying to play God rather than an actual mother. They all would like to take you to a psychologist to get some testing done on you now, because they all believe you are mentally unwell.
Testing done? What are you talking about?
Well, we all feel that you're not mentally well right now, and that you could use some time in a mental health hospital. They will manage spending for you and what you eat and what you do with your time. Every aspect of your life will be managed for you so that you may focus on getting better.
Huh? Oh, there's no way I'd want to live my life like that.
Well, what you seem to hate doing right now is the exact form of life that you've been giving Lance for over 20 years now, right? You said you were doing all of that to make your son happy, yet it all seemed to be making your life better for yourself. Unfortunately for my older brother, he wasn't able to break away from such a dominating power as my mom and ended up never leaving her house again. My mom will barely even let him talk to me anymore, and when she does, he has nothing to say to me anyway. He doesn't have any friends because she won't allow it. He doesn't have a job because she won't allow it. He literally can't do anything by himself because of her, and that's exactly what she wanted. She wanted to make sure he had no way of escaping, and that all worked out for her, didn't it? I will never forget about all the horrors I saw in that house and still think about to this day. I will never, ever let Lance end up the same way. And that's why I will not allow a monster, a creature like you, to ever live like a god again. You do not have the right to treat kids however you'd like, as though they're your dolls.
As though they're my dolls?
You can't even make up any excuses for it anymore, can you? But you are trying so hard to, because if things don't end up going the way you planned them to, you freak out and start to throw a temper tantrum. The reason all of your family is going to help you by getting you into a hospital is because you need the help.
No! Can you say something to them all to get them to go away?
Not going to happen. This has to happen to you in order to help you become a decent human being in this world. So no matter how much you hate the idea of going away for a while, just suck it up and deal with it.
How long will I have to be there for? I'll at least have a little bit of freedom, right?
Well, it'll be about the same amount of control that you inflicted on Lance. I'm sure you know what that means for yourself, right?
I don't want to live like that.
Now, once that lawyer comes to your house and the details of the restraining order are explained to you, don't you ever, and I mean ever, talk to Lance, myself, or our baby again. Goodbye forever.
Wait, Charlie! Oh, please wait a second.
I just got a call from one of my cousins saying they all just met at my mom's house, had a talk with her about how things were gonna be from now on, and are preparing them all now. The lawyer was also able to get her to listen to the restraining order and got a verbal yes from her saying that she understood everything in regards to it. Now you and I will be able to get some peace.
Really? Oh, thank God for that. Now you and I will be able to get married without that witch in our way. But more importantly than that, now you've totally freed yourself from her and will never have to deal with her antics again. We can finally lay down our arms now.
I'm really sorry about everything that happened these past few months. My own mother harmed you in a way that none of us ever saw coming.
Don't be sorry for that. I like to think after taking that punch, it was the perfect start to a new life for me. For the longest time now, I've always thought about my brother so much and about how you are in the same boat as he was. I always wondered if leaving you and your mother alone was the right thing to do. But after breaking my own chains and helping you fight your mom like that, I want to go and break my brother free as well. Do you think we can do it?
Of course we can! I'll make sure to support you through the fight. And I'll be able to get the help of our close lawyer again to make sure we do everything right.
So much, Lance.
I really want to become a really protecting and nurturing husband for you and father for our baby as well. So please let me take some of that burden too.
After that, the rest of Lance's family went ahead and took his mom into a mental health hospital, where she was admitted and told she'd be staying a few months. There, she began to live life the same way she had forced her son to for so long, and this slowly but surely began to degrade her mentally. The psychologist at the hospital even told her husband and the rest of the family about how hard it was to get her to do anything anymore considering her depressive state she'd entered. But they all knew that she'd snap out of it eventually and told the doctor to give her some meds and keep her there as long as he thought she needed. Our lawyer told us all about this and said that she might be there for longer than those couple of months depending on how the meds all go. But this was all in order to make her a functioning member of our society. Months have passed and we've still only heard bad news about her being in that hospital, but the nurses and the doctor have started to learn her patterns and said they have another type of medication they can put her on that'll calm her down. To be honest, I'm not sure how she still has the nerve to fight back so much in there. But, yet again, that woman is barely even human to begin with, so we may never really be able to fix her. As for myself and Lance, we've had ourselves a little healthy girl, who we're both taking care of every single day with all our hearts. This being our first child means we've had a lot of hard-fought days and nights taking care of her. But we will continue to put up with it all because we both dream of becoming really good parents to all the kids we want to have. And while we've been taking care of our first daughter, I've made sure that Lance and my brother start to talk to one another without my mom ever knowing about it. I'm hoping that one day, with Lance's help and understanding, my brother will too be able to break free from the one person that's been ruining his whole life, our mom. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.